Okay, you are once again welcome to grade 11 accountancy class. So I hope that previous video you understood the ledger posting and the balancing. That is very important one. The importance of journal entries to ledger posting. From the ledger posting, how to arrive at the balancing. Correct. So that is very important. So please continuously keeping on watching on 3 or 4 times. You can able to follow the ledger posting very easily for our subsequent discussion. Okay. So now today I am going to move for the chapter number 4, recording of transaction part 2. Correct. What is part 1? Recording of transaction part 1. We learned many things from the accounting equation, then the traditional approach, then modern approach, then the rules about the traditional approach, then what are the 5 elements of modern approach. Thereafter journal, then what is generalizing, and how to prepare the journal entries with the help of the golden rules. Thereafter ledger posting, then very important balancing. Okay. In a balancing subsequently you are going to learn, but now itself you try to practice for balancing. Okay, that's what your chapter number 3, recording of transaction part 1. So now we are moving for the chapter number 4, recording of transaction 2. Okay, that is the heading. So this chapter is very interesting, it's very important. As you know, already learned about one of the important ledger, cash book, correct? The previous session, previous video, you learned the cash book, how you prepare the journal entries to cash book, then getting the balancing, correct? So how to get the balancing. Similarly here, the 4th chapter, we are discussing is based upon, that is called recording of transaction part 2. It's very important one, special purpose of books. So what is the meaning of here? Special purpose of books. As you know, books, here why the question arises, special purpose of books. For example, when you are running a small company, very small business, doing for small business, that is better. Then do a small business, from the business activities, we can say business activities, we convert it into transaction, business transaction. So that small business, preparation of a journal entry is very easy. Because of small, everything is, you can able to do journal entries. Then you arrive at the whatever profit or loss. But similarly, just imagine when you want to expand the business, you want to improve the business, so more transaction will happen. Right? So in that particular situation, for single transaction for journal entries not possible, not advisable. That too very difficult for writing all the journal entries. For that only, the special purpose books, they arrange it for doing the, whenever you want to expand the business. Okay. Now see, for a small business, it is easy to record all its transaction in one book. Okay. One only, that is called journal. All the transaction. So one book is enough. Will do for a small business. But as the business expands, the number of transactions become large. It may become difficult, so not only difficult, complex to journalize each and every transaction. So what will happen? Seems to be huge one. You feel difficult and more complex to do for journal entries. So work will be more burden of work. Okay, that's what whenever business you want to expand, number of transactions become large. Right? Small business, every day some 2 or 3 transactions. Suppose business become expanded, you make it bigger one. So per day 10 transactions. Just imagine 30 days 300 transactions. Maybe apart from Sunday. So some around definitely 270 transactions will come. Okay. So in that situation, it's not easy to do each and every transaction. That's what here for quick. That word quick. Then the efficient and accurate. In accountancy, the accurate word is very important. We already studied why you are doing accountancy, recording of transaction, accuracy, correct. Advantage of the purpose of doing the accountancy, correct. That's what the accurate word is very important. As a accountancy subject, as a accountancy, accurate. So for quick and efficient and accurate recording of business transaction. So journal is required to be subdivided. Okay, so in this situation, So journal is required. It is subdivided into special journals. Okay. So these special journals are also called, maybe you can say day books or subsidiary books. So what is subsidiary books? The remaining, except only one book, the other remaining book. We are going to discuss one by one. So other name is called subsidiary books, auxiliary, extra books, correct? Or special purpose books. Okay, you understood. So why the requirement of the special purpose books? Only for whenever you want to expand the business, more transaction will come. So for that situation, you can't record all the transaction. Okay. So naturally become, you feel difficult and more complex to journalize each and every transaction. That is not possible practically. For that only, you are going to make it a special purpose, subdivided into special journals. So journals may be subdivided. So what are the journals going to discuss one by one? So maybe it is called three names. You can also call day books or subsidiary books or special purpose books. I understood the requirement of special purpose books whenever for you want to expand the business. Okay. Now we are going to see what is the special types of special purpose books. What is the types of special purpose books? It's very important one. First one, cash book. So the value discussed, correct, previous session. So what is the cash book here? You can name itself cash. So naturally, it will record only the cash transactions. Also it is called cash book, correct? So whenever any buying and selling, you pay immediately or you receive cash immediately, we can prepare for cash book. That's why it is called to record all cash transaction only. So that's what cash book, number one, very important first types of special book. Okay. So should be very careful. Name itself, whenever the cash transaction, going to prepare cash book. Okay. And second one, why it is called purchase book? The requirement of purchase book, need of purchase book, record credit purchase of goods only. So any cash purchase, directly it will come. So for credit purchase, so one supplier, okay, we can, any purchases from the supplier, okay. But we are making some under supplier for credit purchases. So we have to maintain separate purchase book. For the reason, we have to special purpose book, purchase book, because of the more supplier. Okay. For easy identification for every supplier, you want to open, correct? So purchase book, we record credit purchases of goods only. So what is the purpose book and purchase book? Only for the credit purchases. Here, only for the cash transaction. I understood. And just opposite. What is the purchase return book? That is very important. What is the purchase return book? Here, to record return of goods purchased earlier. So what you purchased earlier on credit from suppliers. So whatever you purchased earlier on any purchases from the supplier, now you are going to return back. You want to prepare what? Purchase return book. Because you are going to return not one or two suppliers. Suppose whatever the many purchases from the different supplier, same manner, going to return for the different supplier. So for that, the purchase return book is very important, necessary, coming under the special purpose books. You understood? Just whatever the purchase book, you record only credit purchases. So whatever purchase return book, you record our any goods return to supplier. Okay, that's what record return of goods purchased earlier on credit. So whenever purchased on credit, again you are going to return. For that you want to maintain purchase return book. Okay, on earlier on credit from supplier. So that is very important. So why you are preparing purchase book? For credit purchases. Why you are preparing purchase return book? Whenever purchased on credit, now return back. For that you want to maintain on credit basis. So naturally you want to return back, you maintain purchase return book. Understood? Purchase book and purchase return book. Now, what is the fourth one? Same meaning, sales book. So you are going to prepare sales book as a cash sales, you can record here. So here we are preparing sales book to record credit sales of goods. To record credit sales of goods only. For that, you are going to maintain sales book coming under special purpose book. Or understood the requirement of sales book. Then, what is fourth one? Just the opposite of sales return book. As a sales book, opposite sales return book. Out from here, as a purchase book, opposite purchase return book. So whenever sales book, so why you are preparing sales book? To record credit sales to our customer. Later on they will pay money. Similarly, same manner, the sales return book to record return of goods from customers. Okay, so any credit sales, later on some customer return back the goods to us. Okay, for that you want to maintain sales return book. So you want to maintain sales return book same manner, how you are more supply on credit purchases. Similarly, you have more customer on credit sales. So for that you want to record who returned back to us. For that you want to maintain sales return book. How purchase return book same manner sales return book. Okay, that's what the special purpose book. And finally, the journal proper. So what is the meaning of journal proper? Very simple. To record all other transactions. It's not related to purchase, not related to sales, or not purchase return, or not sales return. That's what this is to record all other transactions which is unable to specify here. That is called journal proper. Understood? That's what the some 5 classification, 5 types of special purpose book. What is that? One is cash book, thereafter purchase book, thereafter purchase return book, then sales book, sales return book, finally journal proper. What is journal proper? To record all other transactions which is unable to record the whatever the specific books. Correct. So which is not unable to record, which is not specified under the 4 heading. So that's what we're going to do, the journal proper. So we understood later on by the discussion. We understood that is all these information coming under types of special purpose book. We are going to prepare special purpose book whenever you want to expand the business. Each and every transaction is difficult to record. For that, quick and efficient and accuracy. That is very important. Quick, efficient and accurate recording of business transaction. Journal is required to be subdivided into special journal. So these special journals are called 3 names. Maybe you can say day book or subsidiary book or special purpose books. You understood the meaning of special purpose books and the types of the special purpose books. Now we are going to see very important first one. What is the cash books? We are going to treat. Record all transactions. Now we will discuss about the what is the meaning of cash book. Then what are the types of cash book? Now we are going to discuss now. Okay. So in the special purpose of books, the first discussion going to be cash book. So what is the meaning of cash book? You know why you are preparing the cash book? Especially for cash transaction. So any cash transaction going to record, you want to prepare the cash book, correct? So as a cash book, it is a special journal which is used for recording only cash transaction. So what is that only cash transaction? It may be all cash receipts and cash payments. So any cash receipts and any cash payments are going to record in a cash book. It is called special journal. Okay. So maybe in your books of, it is a cash book is a books of prime entry. So original entry. Okay. So since transactions, all cash and bank transactions are recorded in it for first time from the source documents. So very first time from the source documents means what is source documents? You already know the different source documents, maybe cash memo, then invoice bill, according to our cash book. Correct. You go to market, you purchase anything, you get the cash bill. Then from that with the bill, help of the cash bill, you are going to prepare the voucher. That is called the source document, voucher. That voucher, once you prepare the voucher, from the voucher, going to pass the journal entries with the help of the transaction, business transaction. Suppose it is related to cash transaction, going to maintain cash book. Okay, as a cash book, you want to maintain in a monthly basis, correct? So cash is always in a favorable balance, never become a negative balance. Okay, that's why cash in hand. Okay, so we will say end of the month, what is in our hand? Our cash, our running of a business in a company. So what is the cash in my hand? Okay. That's what first time from this source document in a, it's a very important word, chronological order. So always you want to record the all cash transaction in a chronological order. That means according to date. So anything happened today, you have to record the particular date only. So whatever, for example, August 20th, some transaction happened. So you can't write before the day before yesterday or yesterday, correct? That's why always you have to record the transaction in chronological order. So simple meaning, what is the chronological order? As a date wise. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So what happened today? So as on today's date, likewise, you have to record in a chronological order in the first time with the help of source document, recorded it for the first time from the source documents in a chronological order. Okay, that's what our cash transaction. It is called prime entry or original entry. Okay. So naturally the cash book have two sides. One is debit and credit. As a ledger, you know, debit side, credit side. Same manner cash book also. Then, so what is the debit side? Shows that records all receipts of the cash. So whatever receipt of the cash, maybe including checks, you're going to learn that meaning. What is the even any cash payment? Here what is the checks? Even any bank receipt. Through bank we got the any receipt. That's what we mentioned here, including checks. Okay. So debit side consists of what? All receipt of cash. So and checks also. Similarly, credit side records all payment of cash, including checks. So as a debit side, we will say receipt. As a credit side, we will say payments. Okay. Then, what is the types of cash? Types of cash book. Okay. So types of cash book. We will discuss one by one. First one. Number one. Types of cash book. We will say single column cash book or simple cash book. Okay. So nothing but only cash transaction going to enter. That is called single column cash book. Single column cash book or simple cash book. Understood? That's what the first one. So simple, that's why it is called simple cash book. So any receipt and any payment, only the cash transaction. That is called single column cash book. What is next one? Next one is singular double column cash book. Double column cash book. Or we can also say what? What is that? We can also say two column cash book. Here single column, simple cash book, only one column. We will do the problem understood why it is called single column and why it is called double column. So double column cash book or simple cash book or here you will say two side, two column. Okay. Double, that's it is called double column. So two column. Two column cash book. Okay. So why it is called two column cash book? It consists of both cash and bank. Nothing but checks, correct? So here, why it is single column cash book? Only cash. Only cash dealings. But here, you can deal with cash and bank also. That's why it is called double column cash book or two column cash book. Okay. Third one, maybe for your higher classes, you're going to learn. What is the third one? It's in our syllabus, right now it is not recorded, so not considered for our syllabus. But we move for higher classes. So what is third one? That is called triple column cash book. Triple column cash book. Okay, triple column cash book. Understood? So what is a triple column cash book? It will consist of cash and also bank and also discount part. What is the discount part? So whether it is discount received or discount allowed, that also going to enter. That's why it is called 3-column cash book or triple column cash book, also called 3-column cash book. For understanding purpose, how we should know about this, but in our move for high classes, definitely we should know this triple column cash book or 3-column cash book. Understood the meaning? So why it is triple column? Not only cash and bank, also discount part also going to record, whether it is a discount allowed or discount received. And finally, petty cash book. What is that petty cash book? Why it is called petty? So petty means what? Very small amount. For example, 50 rupees or even 100 rupees. Same day, there are 4 transactions are there. So even that 4 transaction amount also very less. You find very difficult to record the transaction posting for our cash book. That's why a smaller amount for the many transaction for each day, we are going to consider as a petty cash book. We are going to prepare the petty cash book. Understood? So actually, how many types of cash book? Single column cash book dealing with only cash. Double column cash book dealing both cash and bank, like checks. Okay. Triple column cash book, not only cash and bank, also discount part also going to record. For our discussion, only the single column cash book, double column cash book and petty cash book. So I am preparing the petty cash book for making smaller amounts, smaller transaction for that going to prepare as a day-to-day basis. This is basically mostly day-to-day transaction in a smaller amount. Correct. As a conveyance expenses, as a printing and stationery, as a traveling. A smaller amount, whenever the telephone expenses, postage expenses, we will discuss later one by one how to prepare the petty cash book. Okay. Now understood the types of cash book. Okay. That's what the important first purpose of book is our cash book. Okay. So why the requirement of the cash book? So whatever our payments and receipt, whenever even cash and bank going to do the cash book. Now see one problem here. First one what? Our single column cash book or simple cash book. Now we are going to discuss for that single column cash book or simple cash book. So let's see under the special purpose book, we are going to discuss first one cash book. Okay. So what is the format of cash book? That is very important. So we can say cash book or single column cash book or simple cash book. Okay. So what is the format? Has to make it 2 sides. One is debit side and credit side. Make it 2 part, debit side and credit side. Then date column. Here no particulars column. Usually ledger preparation you mentioned the particulars. Here receipt. So debit side consists of receipts. So whatever any cash receipt, okay, debit side. Similarly, here also date payments, payment column, any payment regarding cash, then amount, currency value. This is the format of simple cash book. Okay. Now we are going to take some in here. NCERT book page number 153, numerical question 1. Okay. Now take the book, then you watch the video. See what is the first one? See, enter the following transactions. Yeah, simple cash book for December 2016. So it was the transaction happened in December 2016. So date wise you have to write. Date 1, December 1. Cash in hand. How much? 12,000. So how to write? So you can write December 2016. Okay, so 1. Date exact December 1. Cash in hand 12,000. How to write? It is like opening balance. Now, as of December 1st, what is the cash in my hand? Okay. So, to balance drawdown. You have to write any opening balance, to balance, you have to 12,000. 12. See how I am writing. December 2016, date 1st December, to balance brought down. So cash in hand, December 1st. So I have to write, don't write to cash in hand. You have to write to balance brought down, 12,000. So in my hand how much? So once you see this two balance brought down, you can be able to understand nothing but cash in hand in the beginning of the month, in December 1st. Understood? Then the second one, December 5th, cash received from Banu, 4,000. So here, so what is my request? First you have to pass journal entries. So don't do directly as a cash flow. Now we are in a landing stage. You have to make a journal entries, then going for the posting here in a cash book. Okay. So what is the entry here? Cash received from Banu, 4,000. So normally what is journal entry you have to prepare? Cash account data to Banu account. Okay. So you have to write that. Then you come in here for the posting. Here I am writing directly. So what is the date? It's December 5. Cash account data. That's what cash book. Cash account data to Banu, 4,000. See how I am writing the amount. The placement is very important. Why? Whenever you are doing for the addition and subtraction, easy for us to do the work, correct? So the second one, cash received from Banu, 4,000. So you have to process journal entry. What is that? Cash account data to Banu account. So why you are debited cash account? So coming under real. So debit part comes in. Then Banu account, why you are credited? Because coming under personal account. So here as a personal account, what's the personal account rule? Credit the giver. So Banu is the person who is giving the money. Okay, that's what cash account data to Banu account, 4,000. So what is my request? Please once again, you have to do first journal entries, then do for the posting, because as you are learning. So thereafter, once you are strong, then you can do directly for ledger posting. Okay. So in the meantime, you practice how to write journal entries, then coming for the cash book. Okay. So two entries were done it directly. So here as a Banu account, what you have to write? Cash account data to Banu account. So in your Banu account, what you have to write? By cash account. So here, no need to open Banu account because you are learning only cash book. So discussed our earlier video, we done it a ledger, correct? So whatever debit part and credit part. Here only the cash dealings only we done it, only the debit part and credit part related to only cash transaction. So as a cash account data to Banu account, 4,000 only I am written. So in a Banu account not open. So Banu account what you have to do? By cash account 4,000. Okay, here not necessary. You are only learning about here in a cash book how you record the transaction. Okay. So why it is simple cash book? Only the cash transaction. A single. That's what? Single transaction. Single column. This is single column. Only for the cash. Okay. Then what is third one? Rent paid. December 7. Again what's the rent paid? You have to pass the journal entry. What is the entry? Rent account data 2,000. This is 2,000. Correct. 2,000. So rent account data December 7. Rent account data 2,000 to cash account. Okay. So what you have to do? I'm going to write credit payment. So rent is the payment. How to write? That's what? Date is 7. So I have to write December 2016. So date is exactly 7. So what is the entry? Rent account data to cash account. So in a cash account, I can write what? By rent account. So payment side. Okay. By rent account. So it is 2,000. So in a rent account, we have to write what? To cash account. Correct? We discussed our previous session. So here only the one part. In a cash book, in a cash, rent account data to cash. But we are writing only the cash column only. So in a cash book, by rent account, 2,000. So here not necessary to open rent account. Okay. So if you open rent account or you want to practice, you have to open rent account simultaneously one by one. So to cash account. So here corresponding credit 2,000, a rent account, to cash debit 2,000. Correct. So if you require, you have to open by practice. So then only you can learn how the ledger posting simultaneously. Here you have to write journal entries, Then you have to posting also you have to learn. Okay. Then what is next? Purchased goods Murari for cash. See here they said purchased goods from Murari. The name mentioned. Then only name it is for credit purchases. But here they mentioned for cash. So naturally it is coming under cash purchases. So what is the entry? December 10, amount is 6,000. So it is a purchase, cash purchase. What is the entry? You know, purchases account data to cash account. So how you have to write it here, recorded here? The date is very important. Here 10. See 10 by purchases. Correct. By purchases account. How much? It is 6,000. It is 6,000. Understood. So if you open purchase account to cash account, correct? In a cash account, so by purchases as a payment, correct? So why I am debiting purchases coming under nominal account? It is debit all expenses and losses. Then why I am crediting cash account? Cash goes out. It's a real account, correct? So understood now. So how to record the transaction in a simple column cash book. So even though they mention the name, but descriptor they given for cash. If it is name, this transaction won't come here. Why? Because if it is name only given, so what will happen? Consider as credit purchases. Here, even the name given, next line they given for cash. Murari for cash. So it is coming under cash purchases 6,000. You understood? That's right. So very careful. What's the our business transaction? Then next, sold goods for cash. December 15. How much? 9,000. So what is the entry? December 15. Sold goods for cash. So we got money. So what is the entry? December 15. Cash account data to sales account. Okay. How much? 9,000. Okay. So 9,000. Understood? Suppose you want to open sales account, buy cash 9,000. Credit part. Here debit part. Cash account data to sales account. When it was happened? December 15th. Cash account data to sales account 9,000. Understood? To open sales account, buy cash account 9,000 credit part. So you also please open simultaneously whenever journal entries. Ledger also better open for learning purpose. Okay. You understood this transaction. Then next, what is next? December 18, purchase stationery 300. Simple. You purchase of stationery. What is the entry? Stationery account data to cash. Okay. So we will do how to do in December 18. So buy stationery account as a payment, correct? Cash goes out. Buy stationery account 300. Should be very careful. You have to write decimal. Okay. Understood now? 300. So what is the entry? Stationery account data to cash account. So in a cash account, I write December 18. Buy stationery account 300. So you want to open stationery account December 18 to cash account 300. So debit part there in a stationery account, credit part there in a cash account. Buy stationery account 300. So payment side, credit side. So understood? For this recording of transaction in simple cash book or single column cash book. Then December 22. Cash paid to Rahul on account. How much? 2,000. Simply they said cash paid to Rahul on account. December 22. What is the entry? So Rahul account data is the receiver, personal account. So debit the receiver. So Rahul account data to cash account. So what's the date? Date is 22nd. How to write? So as a 22nd by Rahul account. How much? 2,000. Understood? So what is the entry? You paid some cash to Rahul account on account. So what is the entry? Rahul account data to cash account. But in a cash book, in a cash account, by Rahul account 2,000. You want to open a Rahul account to cash account 2,000. Debit part in Rahul account, credit part in cash book, credit part by Rahul account 2,000. Under the head of payment. So understood for this journal entry, this business transaction. Then next, what is that? 28 paid salary 1,000. So here you paid salary. What is the entry? salary account data to cash account. Why your debited salary is coming under nominal account? So why it is nominal account again? Debit all expenses and losses. Okay. So what is the date? Date is here 28. So I have to write 28 by salary account. So what is the entry? Salary account data to cash account. So in a cash, I write by salary account. How much? 1000. So when you open a salary account to cash account, 1000. Okay, that's what. So you have to write one by one when our journal entry is coming. Okay. Then next, paid rent 500. Correct. So December 30 paid rent 500. So here also what is the entry? Rent account data to cash account. So exactly when December 30 by rent account. In a cash book, in a cash account, will credited by rent because of payment. Cash goes out, correct. So debited rent, okay. So here that's why rent account data to cash account. So in a cash, I am crediting by rent account. How much? 500. 500. Okay. Understood. So again you want to open a rent account to cash account, 500. Debit part. Here credit part under cash by rent account. So we recorded all the transaction. So now see the date 1, then 5, then 7, 10, thereafter 15, so 18, 22, 20, 30. So this is called chronological order. So I can insert 28 to in between 10 and 18. So naturally what happened? So we are doing the wrong way of accounts. We are doing the information if you write like this 28 here. So naturally it is not correct. It's not coming under chronological order. As a date-wise record of transaction, very very important. Okay. Suppose I insert anywhere in between what? So this is it will happen the fraud maybe. Okay. So it will give the misproper operation of cash. Okay. That's why here the chronological order is very very important. That's why the cash book they mentioned that chronological order. Okay. Now we have to verify yes done all the transaction. Now we are going to do balancing. So what is my cash in hand? So what are my receipt part? So what is my total? Then what is my payment? So what is in my hand? So always cash is a favorable balance, that is positive here. Always cash debit balance is more than credit balance. Okay, that is the logic. Okay, so when you have 5,000, you have to spend only up to 5,000. Correct. You can't spend beyond that 5,000. Correct. The same logic, common sense here. Always our debit part more than credit part less. So what is the difference? So suppose here, what is our debit part total considered? See, so when you write alignment correctly 0, 0, 0. Thereafter 2 plus 4, 6 plus 9, 5, 25. Correct. 4 plus 2, 4 plus 2, 6 plus 9, 15. So balance 1. 1 plus 1, total is what? So now I got cash in the receipt. Already opening balance 12,000. So through my Banu, I got some 4,000. Then so one cash sales we done it. So through sales 9,000. So my total receipt is 25,000. So what is my total payment? Then you're going to deduct. That's why you're going to learn how to do balancing. See here. So date is what? 31st December. At the end of the month because of December. Okay. So December 31st, 2016. You will say what? By balance. Carry down. Okay. So one more important thing. You have to write the same amount here. 25,000. Now you want to know what is the cash in our hand end of the month, 31st December 2016. So what is the cash in hand? Now we are going to learn. So what is the balance? Normally speaking, say when you total up to this 2,000, 6,300, 2,000, 1,500, approximately what's the total will come? So total is coming under maybe 11,800. Then from the 25,000, to deduct all the payments total 11,800, we got one value. So it is a smaller one, okay, you can able to do it. Suppose for different amount, in here even number or even odd number, some very difficult to do the addition, subtraction, how to prepare balancing. That's why you have to learn how to do balancing. See here everything is 0. Okay, see I am putting 0. Okay, thereafter, here also all 0. So here also I put 0. Then, see carefully, here 3, then 5. So 5 plus 3, 8. Here only 0 is there. So what I consider? Definitely should be more than 8. So here, this 0 I consider 10. Understood? So as see 8, see it is 10. So what's the difference? Difference is 2. So this one carry over here. Understood? So 2 plus 1, 3. Then 6, 9. So 3, then 6, 9. Thereafter here 2, 11. Then 12. So here 12. Here 5. So again 12 is less than 5. Sorry, more than 5. So I considered what? This 5 become, I considered what? 15. So what's the difference? As up to year 12, here I considered 15. Difference is what? 3. Correct? 3. So what is the difference? Is 1. So already here 2. If I add 1, 1 plus 1, 2. What is the balance? 13,200. Understood how to prepare balancing? We have to learn. The practice only it will come. Suddenly you can't learn. So the simple cash book, total how many transactions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Finally we got. End of the 31st of December. What is my cash in hand? See beginning, what is my cash in hand? I return balance brought down 12,000. To balance brought down 12,000. End of the month, December 31st, buy balance carry down 13,200. Okay, now you have to write carry over for next month. How to write? See here. So it may be January 2017. So January 1. So what to write? To balance brought down. How much? 13,200. Understood now? So what is our opening? How to write? Opening is nothing but we have to write cash in hand. Date December 1, to balance brought down. So end of the month we have to write buy balance carry down. Again bringing to the our next month opening. Correct. So January 1, 2017, to balance brought down 13,200. So likewise you have to prepare cash book. So what is my request? You have to write journal entries. Then you do ledger posting as a cash book discussion. So this is called simple cash book because only single column. We are dealing only cash transaction. Okay. Even no bank. Understood now? So that's what we have to work out. So there are two parts, debit and credit side. So make it debit part is receipts and credit part is payments. So open format very important. Same manner you want to open. You want to open, don't do it same single page. You want to open, take the accountancy notebook once again. I will make it for understanding. Buy the accountancy notebook, debit part, credit part, do it. That's why you can write freely. So don't do the same single page. You have to occupy both sides. Debit side, credit side, date, receipts, amount, date, payments, amount. So do it accordingly, same manner. So make it debit side, credit side. Okay, then only you can write freely. So later when you see the notebook, you can understand. So what? The information, we only done it, correct. Later when you see the notebook, you can able to understand. That's all. That is the very important purpose. As a discussion here is what? The special purpose book. Similarly, the purpose began why you are making the both side. For easy way you are doing work. Okay, that's what our cash book, simple cash book. I hope that you understood coming under the special purpose book. Okay, then we'll discuss for the double column cash book for our next discussion. Okay, so I hope that you understood for this session. Okay, thank you very much.